isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Bro, how is this happening? That is crazy. This deal will either be great or disaster. So yeah, we've heard in the last couple months that Warner Brothers wants to jump ship and get owned by someone else who actually knows what they could do with all their properties. Netflix was one of the bidders, Universal was one of the bidders, even Paramount Pictures was one of the bidders. And now it looks like Netflix is the one that's going to win. They want to buy Warner Brothers. And Paramount's still trying. Universal has lost interest. But yeah, if this deal goes through, oh, there's a lot that could go on because Warner Brothers owns a lot of properties. They are one of the spearheads of property owners that they can do so much with, like Disney. But they own properties that you and your mom or dad or uncle, anyone who's grown up with. They own Friends. They own Lord of the Rings. They own Harry Potter. They own DC Comics. They own our Cartoon Network. They own Adult Swim. They own a bunch of stuff. They own Stephen King stuff. They own everything, dude. They own Big Bang Theory. They own Looney Tunes. The list goes on and on. And yeah, let's look at some of the positives. I know Warner Bros. Is a bunch of old executives who don't know how good their properties are and just pass some great ideas when they should be making them, and they just want to do something smaller and more insignificant, and they shouldn't. And even when they have big stuff, they don't do the plans that they should have done in the first place. They just shove them under the rug. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Batman Beyond animated movie. Anyways, now having Netflix, a younger, more hungry, actually has ideas what to do with those properties, it could be very good. It could be very cool. Content-wise, it could be cool. Writing-wise, it could be cringe. We've seen Netflix writers before. On their Netflix shows, we know how they act. You want to see Batman or Superman or Harry Potter giving freaking Stranger Things type dialogue, dude? I don't know about that, dude. So they have to sharpen up that writing. Yeah, it's funny in some shows. It's funny in these Netflix shows that we love to watch together. But for big, huge IPs, I don't know. Maybe some, but maybe not all of them. We'll see. It's very bad for the movie theaters, though. They say that, yeah, we're going to put our movies in movie theaters still to be more consumer friendly, which is Hollywood bullshit speak for. We're going to see how it goes for a little bit, and we'll have them in theaters. We'll probably only have them for a week or two. Maybe 3 weeks the most, and then you'll catch it on Netflix. So yeah, release windows been getting smaller and smaller for movies ever since the outbreak. But now that Netflix doesn't really particularly like putting things in movie theaters only for like a couple days, couple weeks maybe, yeah, they're going to do that same thing. But for how long are they actually going to say, oh, we're going to put it out for a while? Yeah, and I'll put it on Netflix a week later. So yeah, y'all have even less of a reason to go to the movie theaters now. And that's bad. People already don't like going to the movie theaters, and I think that's very bad. And even with the biggest ass-tillion properties that Warner Bros. Owns and Netflix is going to get to play with, it could be cool. They could get more spontaneous ideas, crossovers, things we never thought we'd get to see, and yet we get to see it now. It could happen if they think that way. Hopefully they think that way. But we'll see, because that's a lot of freaking properties, dude. A lot of different universes, a lot of different storylines. On the DC Studios side of things, I think they're going to keep James Gunn in position he's in right now with Peter Safran. No, Snyder bots. I do not think the Snyderverse is going to return. Yeah, just because Zack Snyder works with Netflix already, he worked with Netflix before, and those plans got canceled. Remember Army of the Dead? Got canned. Remember this Rebel Moon series everyone thought it was going to be better than Marvel? Got canned. So yeah, why would they do a third time and do his DC? Doesn't make any sense because his movies did not do the numbers that Netflix wanted. They let him go. We don't need to make more of this. So even just because they own Henry Cavill Superman now, then no, that's not gonna happen, bro. Why would they say 3 times the charm and do that? No. They will continue with James Gunn and Peter Safran's plans and just expand from them there. And if they'll have a little creative say in the matter, probably yes. On the amusement park side of things, it's been said that Warner Bros. Has been in discussions with Universal to put Gotham City and Metropolis in Universal Studio theme parks so that we all can set foot in our favorite properties, dude. That sounds awesome. I really want that. Bring that to Universal Studios Hollywood, bro. I need that. Plus, on show side of things, they own him now. Make something with it, Netflix. Make something great, too. You'll get those subs. It's gonna be at least a year and a half or maybe 2 years till the deal even gets done. Maybe it won't get done. Whereas right now it probably is, but we'll see how it goes. Nothing's turned yet. The cogs are turning right now. Things are getting signed, all that. That's all I had to say. Very simple thoughts. You probably heard a million times before, but I had to say my 2 cents. And I'm just whatever on this. If it happens, it happens. If it's, I kind of don't want it to happen because I want movies to stay alive. But if it does, we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't, then I think I'll be the better choice in the end. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.